Imagine waking up one day and realizing that the reason you aren't financially free isn't because you don't make enough money. It's because too much of your money is disappearing into things that don't build your future. You work hard, you earn money, then you spend it. A few days later, you wonder where it went. The cycle repeats every month. But what if becoming wealthy isn't only about finding ways to make more money? What if it's also about learning what not to buy? Because every time you spend money, you're making a decision about your future. You can use that money to create comfort today, or you can use part of it to create opportunities for tomorrow. In this video, we're going to look at 7 things you should stop buying, or at least dramatically reduce, if your goal is to become wealthy. And number 7 is something that almost everyone spends money on without realizing how expensive it can become. Let's get started. Number 1. Stop buying things just to impress people. This is one of the biggest wealth killers. Buying things because you genuinely need them is one thing. Buying things because you want other people to think you're successful is completely different. Maybe it's an expensive car, a luxury watch, designer clothing, the latest smartphone, or an expensive lifestyle you can't comfortably afford. Social media makes this worse. Every day you see people showing off vacations, cars, clothes, restaurants, and expensive homes. You start thinking, maybe I need those things too. But here's the problem. You're seeing the result. You aren't seeing the debt. You aren't seeing the monthly payments. You aren't seeing the financial stress behind the lifestyle. If you're trying to become wealthy, stop asking, how will this make me look? Start asking, how will this affect my financial future? The goal isn't to look rich. The goal is to become financially secure. Number 2. Stop buying brand new cars just for status. A car can be extremely useful. It can help you get to work, run a business, transport products, take care of your family. There is nothing wrong with owning a car. The problem begins when the car becomes a financial burden. Some people earn a modest income and spend a huge percentage of it on a vehicle. Then there are fuel costs, insurance, maintenance, repairs, registration, interest if the car was financed. Suddenly, the car isn't just a purchase, it's a monthly financial commitment. If you're trying to build wealth, consider buying transportation based on function, not status. A reliable used vehicle may not attract attention, but if it gets you where you need to go without destroying your cash flow, it may be the smarter financial decision. Remember, a car should serve your financial life, not control it. Number 3. Stop buying the latest phone every year. Technology is useful. Phones can help us communicate, work, learn, run businesses, create content, and manage finances. But do you really need a new phone every year? For many people, the answer is no. If your current phone works perfectly, upgrading simply because a newer model was released can become an expensive habit. Imagine spending several $100s every year upgrading your phone. Over 5 years, you could have spent thousands. What if part of that money had been invested? What if you had used it to buy business equipment? What if you had used it to learn a profitable skill? What if you had saved it for an emergency? The issue isn't the phone. The issue is constant upgrading. Use technology as a tool. Don't let technology turn you into a permanent customer. Upgrade when it genuinely improves your ability to work, earn, or solve a problem. Number 4. Stop buying food you could easily prepare yourself. Now let's talk about one of the biggest everyday expenses: food. You obviously need to eat. The problem is convenience spending, ordering food, eating at expensive restaurants, buying snacks every time you're outside, getting delivery when you already have food at home. One meal may not seem expensive, but repeat it several times a week and the numbers become serious. Imagine spending $10 on unnecessary food 5 times a week. That's $50 a week. Over a year, that's potentially thousands of dollars. You don't have to stop eating out completely. Instead, make it intentional. Cook more often. Prepare meals in advance. Buy ingredients strategically and choose when you want to spend money on convenience. The goal isn't to make life miserable. The goal is to stop allowing small habits to quietly destroy your financial goals. Number 5. Stop buying things you don't actually use. Look around your home. How many things have you purchased that you barely use? Clothes still with the tags, kitchen equipment sitting in a cupboard, exercise equipment collecting dust, gadgets you used twice, subscriptions you forgot about, decorations you didn't really need. This is called consumption without utility. You paid for something, but you're not receiving enough value from it. Before buying something, ask, how often will I actually use this? If the answer is, maybe once, then think carefully. You might be better off renting it, borrowing it, buying it secondhand, or simply not buying it. Wealth isn't about owning the most things. It's about getting the most value from the money you spend. Number 6. Stop buying high-interest debt. This one is extremely important. Debt can be useful in certain situations, but high-interest consumer debt can become a serious obstacle to building wealth. Credit cards, payday, loans, expensive personal loans, buy now, pay later plans. These products can make purchases feel affordable because you don't feel the full cost immediately, but the debt remains, and interest can make the original purchase significantly more expensive. Imagine buying a product for $500 but eventually paying $700 because of interest and fees. You didn't just buy a $500 product. You bought a $700 financial obligation. Before borrowing money, ask yourself, is this debt helping me create value, or is it helping me consume something I don't really need? That question can prevent years of financial stress. Number 7. Stop buying a lifestyle you haven't built yet. This is the biggest one. Many people want to live like they're already wealthy. They want the expensive apartment, the luxury car, the designer clothes, the expensive vacations, the latest gadgets, the fancy restaurants. But they haven't built the financial foundation to support that lifestyle, so they borrow, they use credit, they spend their savings, and they become trapped. There's a better approach. Build the wealth first, then upgrade the lifestyle. Imagine your income increases. Instead of immediately increasing your spending, increase your savings and investments. Build an emergency fund. Pay down expensive debt. Build a business. Acquire assets. Improve your skills. Then, when your financial foundation becomes stronger, you can enjoy more of your money without destroying your future. That's the difference between looking wealthy and actually becoming wealthy. The 24-hour rule. Here's a simple rule you can start using today. Whenever you want to buy something you don't need, wait 24 hours. Don't buy it immediately. Put the phone down. Leave the store. Go home. Think about it. Ask yourself, do I need it? Can I afford it without hurting my financial goals? Will I still want it tomorrow? Will this purchase make my life better? Could this money be used for something more important? You will be surprised by how often the desire disappears. That is the power of delayed gratification. What should you buy instead? Now, you might be thinking, if I stop buying all these things, what should I do with my money? That's the important question. Don't simply stop spending. Redirect your money. Instead of spending everything on things that lose value, consider using some of your money to build your future. Invest in education. Build an emergency fund. Pay down expensive debt. Buy tools that help you earn money. Start a small business. Invest for the long term according to your goals and risk tolerance. Or simply save. Your money should have a destination. Every dollar you don't waste can potentially become capital for something more important. The wealth building formula. Here's a simple formula to remember. Earn more. Spend intentionally. Save consistently. Invest wisely. Repeat for years. That's not exciting. There is no overnight success story, but that's how sustainable wealth is usually built. The people who become financially successful aren't necessarily the people who never spend money. They're the people who know when spending makes sense and when it doesn't. The 30-day challenge. Here's your challenge. For the next 30 days, stop or reduce these 7 categories. Number 1, status purchases. Number 2, unnecessary car upgrades. Number 3, constant phone upgrades. Number 4, excessive convenience food. Number 5, things you barely use. Number 6, high-interest consumer debt. And number 7, lifestyle purchases you can't comfortably afford. At the end of 30 days, calculate how much money you kept. You may be surprised. Now imagine doing that for 12 months. Then imagine investing or reinvesting part of that money for several years. That's where the real difference begins. Final message. Becoming rich isn't only about making more money. It's about keeping more of the money you make and putting it toward things that can improve your future. You don't have to live a miserable life. You don't have to stop enjoying yourself. You don't have to avoid every luxury forever. You simply need to understand the difference between a purchase that improves your life and a purchase that delays your goals. Every dollar has a job. It can buy something that disappears, or it can help build something that lasts. The choice is yours. So before your next purchase, pause for a moment and ask yourself, am I buying this because I need it or because I'm trying? To look successful? That one question could save you thousands. And those thousands could eventually become the foundation of your financial freedom. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.